B of camping, whatever that means. It's something. You know, it's like, well, we're going to copy this incredibly successful explosive business model only for camping. Whatever it is. But we need to engage the imagination even if you borrow the credibility from somebody else. So you lead with the headline, lead with traction, and if you don't have the traction, you lead with the vision or the idea or some notable thing. I'm going to hand these out. Actually, can you folks just help me? This is something you can work through the evening, and we'll get engaged with that pretty quickly. And this is a template that is partly got to give credit to Adeo Resi of Founders Institute, I think. Thank you. Oh, yeah. That's one. Yeah. But he took it from Mad Libs, and there are other versions of this. This is a fill in the numbers, fill in the slot, one approach to get a reasonably competent start on a good idea. It won't provide the traction for you. It won't provide the imaginative language, but you got to start somewhere. So the structure is the place to start. So please just kind of keep that and make notes as you go along. Okay, we're going to practice really soon. Is there anything else I would want to mention? Well, I would simply say that the evaluation of the pitch is different from the evaluation of the company. So the pitch is a communication event. That's my specialty. So I'm not the VC who's going to look at your spreadsheets and all of the projections about finance. It's really important, but my job is I'm in the nose cone of the rocket. Yes, sir. So you had a question? Yeah.
Yeah, I had a question. I tend to change my elevator pitch depending on who I speak to.
Could be good.
To my mom or to Sequoia, I think I would tend to change it. Is it right or is it wrong?
I would say it could be either one. If you change it and it gets worse, that's wrong. If you change it and it's a better fit for the listener, that's good. So you could be the judge. You could see how is that working for you.
Well, it's kind of tricky because I gotta assess who I'm speaking to and whether they are understanding my.
And how long does this process of delivering the pitch go? Mini pitch, really?
I would say less than a minute.
How long? Less
than 1 minute.
Good. Good. So you're not boring people to tears.
What does your mom say when you pitch?
She always sums it up to one word, and then I say, but no, it's not that. So clearly it's not good enough.
What does your mom say? Never. Family members are the worst. Don't even talk to them.
She tends to oversimplify.
They know you. They know everything about you. They've already made up their mind 10 years ago that you can amount to nothing. So.
But if they can
Sorry, I have my own wounds.
If they can recite back to you what you do, now that, especially grandma, if you pitch to grandma and she can say, "Oh, so you do this for that?" Yes, grandma. You know you've got something.
I'll piggyback on that. So I heard Guy Kawasaki about 3 weeks ago, and his new version of the
10, 20, 30.
It's a 2.0.
Art of the Start.
The Art of the Start. Thank you. So new version of that. And he was kind of pumping his book. One of his slides though was pitch to a woman. Guys are just too competitive, too negative, too not helpful. So try pitching to a woman. He was dead serious, and I'm not sure. I think he might be right. But definitely don't just depend on pitching to guys, because we're all about tearing you down or proving our ideas smarter and stuff like that. Guys are not nuts.
So I'm taking the waiting list right here.
Look at you.
So this turn to the person next to you and answer this and tell them what is the problem you're solving. Say, there's a problem with blank blank, and I'm solving it because. So just do that.
Okay, so do we have
Tell the problem,
couples there?
Paired up.
Okay.
So we're on the same team, so we couldn't fit into. Maybe we should.
We're going to do a couple minutes. Switch back and forth.
You work at the same.
Yeah.
Carol?
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Can I ask you a follow-up question to this?
Quickly, yeah.
Yeah, so mom versus
So
BC.
who doesn't have a partner?
Yeah, the left side of the brain or the right side of the brain? I mean, I know that people
We're socially engaged, having fun.
So you don't have a partner? Yeah, okay, come. What problem is
But it's interesting, he's out of this kind of crazy sort of thing. So what does he want us to come up with? My second, bring friends along. What's that?
What do you guys sell? What do you sell?
Anybody who's residual housing.
Yeah, but what do you sell? I mean, what's the product of the company?
We're going to have a social interaction. Or when they're traveling.
So what problem are you solving then?
Yeah, keep going.
What problem are you solving?
Right.
Switch over if you have a switch.
Okay. What's that? We created it because
Are you based here?
people aren't having as much work today. More time to do for their
And
devices.
who are your customers? What kind of companies?
That's not quite the structured format.
Right.
For example, because this is
So what are their interests like an HR company? Like if I'm an HR company, why do I pay you? What can you give me?
Did everyone go?
Gotcha.
Okay, so let's switch to
We created.
Yeah, but why do I have to pay you? For what? Like what's my need? Why is an HR company needs you?
Okay, come on back.
To do what? Like what
Anyone who hasn't done this among already,
Let's get that version.
What do you do? And what's the
So for people, I'm curious, when you were the listener, what was that like to hear the problem and sort of what they were building about the problem? Was it clear? Clear? That guy says it was pretty clear. What was it?
So one was about Google Maps.
Yeah, what about Google Maps?
Or-
Don't look at him.
Yeah, you have to tell. Yeah, so basically, I don't know if it was Google Maps or Google Earth.
Okay, and didn't work then, did it? You
No,
didn't know what he said. Well, who else could share their experience as the listener? Yes?
He was extremely concise,
Whoa.
so it immediately got me into, okay, I understand what you're building and why I want it.
Wow, what's your name, sir?
Eugene?
Eugene? Wow, I want you to come and demo that soon. That's really cool. I wonder how many words did Eugene use?
He was good, he read this.
Sweet. So, by the way, this says 4 words or fewer in each of these slots.
Right, that's good. Sorry.
Seems daunting, but it actually is a big win for you if you can do it. Tom, how was your experience?
I understood that the problem he was solving was that phone operators don't have a network to find employment. Yeah, more than 4 words.
Not so bad, though. Phone operators.
It
Who
could be
are
pared down
phone
to something.
operators? They're phone
I was
operators?
wondering, where did
Well, I
you
don't
find
know.
some of those at?
Oh, you mean customer
Drone-
service?
You
mean customer service
He
agents?
actually said drone operators.
It's almost the same.
Wow. Okay,
Yeah,
I'm not sure what to make of that.
Okay, well,
Too much love.
that'll be my idea then. Nobody tell anybody.
When you were sharing the problem or you're solving or the need you're addressing, did that come out as smooth as you wanted? Were you satisfied? Jenny was not that satisfied. Tell us about that.
Getting it down to.
Oh, go ahead. You
4 words.
do the transcribe part, yeah. Who else was thinking, I want to work on this more? Because we are going to.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah? So what's the problem you're solving?
What's the problem with something?
Yeah, problem or need you're addressing? Who's it start?
So typically solving the issue of startups after they've raised funding. They need to recruit a team, staff members.
You're helping startups recruit team.
Yeah.
You're helping post-funded.
Yes.
Funded startups to recruit.
Yeah.
You can leave off the word team because what else do you recruit? And that was tricky?
I had to re-explain and repeat, so it must not come that clear. Maybe at first it wasn't as
Was she
clear
not
as this
listening
one.
to you?
I was listening, very careful, but I had to ask twice.
Ah, interesting.
Maybe he was speaking French.
Yeah.
So here is a little tip you can write on the edge if you wish, that has to do with being persuasive. Every time you make a claim, like, oh, I claim there's this problem out in the world, the next thing ordinarily is good for the listener to hear is some tidbit of evidence. Whether it's an anecdote, a quote, a mini story, an observation, a statistic, anything that gives them a grounding and provides an image for those telephone people out in the real world, looking for their next gig. Like it might be, because their average time between jobs is 6 months. And yet the demand for them is huge. So we just need to connect them. So this is a rule of pretty much all persuasion, and definitely in the pitching world. Every time you make a claim about the external world, you need some little tidbit of evidence. You're smiling like,
It's just how I roll.
makes sense? Or okay, I like this. You are terrific. What's your name?
I'm Rick.
Hi, Rick.
Nice to meet you, Roy.
Nice, friendly person. Up close. This is good. Helps me.
Yeah, I'm the room captain typically.
You are the room captain.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. As promised, we're going to go through this standard pitch structure really briefly, as promulgated by Chris Lipp at Stanford. He has a book about it. I think it's called The Winning Formula. So let me just tack this up. We'll walk through, taking your questions, and then we'll get to practice. Sound okay?
Yep.
Okay. Good. It doesn't change between events, so we're using this. Okay.
Better than PowerPoint.
You know, PowerPoint close-up is almost overwhelming. I don't know if you've noticed that.
Very few people know how to use PowerPoint, so it's always overwhelming.
Clever guy. Okay. So this is what I call the standard model of the pitch, and it has these bullet points. So the first, typically what you start out with some kind of overview, like, what's Lifograph doing? What are you basically doing in the world? We're helping people in the startup community find and connect with each other and learn common interests or areas of they might want to pursue and need a collaboration or things like that. So that's an overview, and there is this nice little tag-on thing of the overview that I call the rosy scenario, which means after you explain what you're doing. So let me see, what have we got here? Got Jenny's helping with sort of child-parent stories. And she might say, we're building a website and application so that families, and especially moms, can collect and share the richness of childhood so that later on, there's something, that all this material can be shared and celebrated in closer families. And we think that probably, in the USA alone, probably 50 to 70,000 moms would be immediately interested in this because of the way they're currently using Facebook. So you give an overview, you give a rosy scenario, and then, if you have headlines, or traction is the biggest headline of all, or revenue and traction travel together, then you say that. So you might say in 6 months, which would be wonderful, is like, we launched our beta last month. We currently have 10,000 users, and we're gaining users at the rate of about 5,000 a week. And whatever. So there might be more details about premium, etc. So that would be a headline if you had it. And then you would slow down a little bit. So this first part is kind of breathless. The overview, here's what we're doing, here's how many people we have, blah, blah, blah. And you say, because there's a lot of wasted, there's a lot of lost experience that could bond and make families stronger. But currently it's being lost. People are posting it on Facebook and they never find it again, or they're afraid of Facebook security privileges, or it sits, like in my case, it sits on boxes of prints on shelves in a whole wall in the garage. That sucks. So every now and then my wife gets out one box, she's looking up something, and I go, oh, look at these amazing pictures. How come I never get to see these things? So that's the problem, and the point of having this problem here is that the problem is something that we're all aware of, we can easily identify with. The rest of this is esoteric and specific to you. The problem is that thing that everyone can see if they're only reminded in the right way about how important it is and how people would be willing to change their behavior and spend money to get this benefit. So we need to believe this, but you don't need to necessarily spend any time on it. So childhood cancer, that was enough. That's the, you don't need any more detail about that. But if the problem is esoteric or it's within a vertical or something like that, you're going to need to probably explain a little bit about the details of the problems, possibly to prove your expertise as well. Maybe some of the VCs will already know, but you need at least a few words so that they kind of get that you also know. So it doesn't have to take long. Then, okay, so how are you solving this? This is the heart of the pitch, and this will be the heart of the elevator pitch. So in the area of solution, there are some key things that come up. We would love to know if you have any secret sauce. If your solution has a technical, innovation in it, or some kind of unusual idea that is has no competition. So if the solution is inherently defendable and so forth, we'd really like to hear about it. And we'd also like to hear how effective it is. How directly, did it really clobber the whole problem? If you have a solution that does something great, frame your problem so that it exactly matches the solution so that your solution annihilates the problem. This will give your listeners a very satisfying experience. Because everything you say about the bugaboos of the problem, you will then turn around and explain how your solution just all good. Life is good. Question?